What's crack-a-lackin', people? Excuse the dishevelled look because, as for many of us, it is that time of year and still harvesting, just working our way through it. But it is what it is, and I make a promise to myself that I'll be here for you guys every Sunday, so I'm keeping that promise. And today, I want to unpack talking about content and the message behind content. So today, I want to unpack a reel that I saw that sort of, when I watched it, I went, oh, that hit a few nails on the head. I went, oh, that one got me too. Oh, that one got me too. So it was like, what is the message within that content? That why did it trigger me to react? And the reaction I'm now having is I'm now going to talk with you guys on live. And when one of the boys join, we'll unpack it even further. But so the reel I saw, it was this guy, dynamic content, sits on the camera, giving you this sort of side eye look. And it goes, racism is for the poor, inequality is for the unaccountable people, privilege is for the entitled, depression is for the selfish, anxiety is for the incompetent, trauma is for the bitches, prescription is for the pussies, alcohol for the followers, drugs for the weirdos, clubs for the peasants, porn for the perverts, gossip for the unaccomplished, politics for the gullible, news for the slaves, and there's an excuse for every loser, a distraction for every degenerate, and a limiting belief for every limiting mind. So that's quite an impactful thing. And if you think back to some of those statements, what of those ones have you lived in your life? So I'll start from the top. Have I ever been racist? I've had racist thoughts, I'll admit. You can be a bit of a dickhead sometimes in your life. No one's perfect, we're human. But is that a poor mindset? Was I at a poor place in my life? As other messages come through, right? And then, so that's one aspect, poor mindset, poor place in life, and you go, it's unfair. That person's getting that because of their skin colour or whatever, or they're getting treated different because of their skin colour, and that's not fair. Is that from a place, are you, you think of where you are in the greater scheme of things. If you're a billionaire, do you give a shit what colour skin someone's got or what they're doing? Like if they're working with you and they're doing something for you and that's what you care about. You don't care about where they come from, what the colour of their skin is and whatever. So, that's a true reflection of, what are we programmed to think, from wherever we're raised and stuff like that. But, go to inequality. So if people, again with the fairness thing, and you're talking about inequality for the unaccountable people. So if you can't take account for your actions and your responsibilities, do you think it's unfair that someone else gets something, or that's not fair? It's not equal. Like the old days of me looking over the fence, comparing myself to the neighbours, made no difference to them at all. But the inequality was my mindset. And the only reason I get to change it is because what I'm now thinking and doing and stuff. So getting my head in the right spot. And then I don't look over the fence and care that he's got a shinier tractor. Something happened at CBH. Must be the weather today. We're having a few thunderstorms. So, the inequality mindset is all on the individual person for being unaccountable on their own responsibilities and actions. Privilege for the entitled. Let's look at that. How many, and it's quite I'll say kids, but how many younger people these days seem entitled, and then they think they deserve to get this and they deserve to get that. That's privilege. I'm a kid, so I get everyone cooks my meals for me. It's like, no, that's not how it is. So it's an entitled mindset that we try and deprogram our kids as best we can as parents. So that's a pretty short nutshell, that one. But some of the big ones that really hit for me, so depression is for the selfish, was what the guy said. And it's like, that's bang on the thing. Like, why are you depressed? Why are you sad about stuff that's happening to you or not happening to you? That is a selfish thought. So, that is you thinking about yourself and what someone is or isn't doing to you. You're on a self, spiral downwards. You're just getting sadder and sadder for no reason. That's an emotion that you pretty much don't need. Do you need an emotion to bang a nail into a bit of timber? No, you don't. You can just do it. A robot can do it. You can get a nail gun and do it. Done, right? No emotion required, just a system and a task, right? So depression that would be a selfish act, because you are thinking about yourself and why everyone's not doing what you want. So would that be a form of privilege or entitlement that you're looking for as to why you're depressed? And branching from that, so they go, anxiety is for the incompetent. And I smile at that one, because I go, some family members of mine claim they've got anxiety. I can't go down the shops and buy my food because I've got anxiety. You what? You can't leave the house and go buy bread and milk because you've got anxiety about talking to people, but you're going to sit behind a computer, or like me, sit on a phone here and talk to people with the safety of things. It's like, get the fuck over yourself. Anxiety, my ass. I don't believe in it, right? And a bit the same with young fella here. He goes, I get anxiety about spiders. So the spider didn't give a shit about you. If it's in your way, move it. Get a bit of paper or stick or a jar, trap it, move it outside. Or if it's really in your way, or whatever, redback, sorry mate, you're out. If I find a redback in my house, it's done. But, I don't have anxiety about spiders, snakes, grumpy sheep, cows, whatever. It's just stuff I have to deal with. Right? And therefore, trying to teach my kids that, the world isn't always your friend. Sometimes it rains when you don't want it to. Sometimes it doesn't rain when you want it to. The world's not perfect and it's not going to look after you, right? So having thoughts about, oh, I'm worried about it, let it the fuck go. Like, that's been probably one of the greatest achievements of my personal development in the last 4.5 years type stuff, is getting to that point where I'll sit here and talk to you guys on the camera and make content, and I actually don't give a fuck what you guys think about it, right? I don't care if you like it or not, or whether you're going to react to it, but I'm still going to put it out there to share a message with people that may or may not want to or need to hear it. It is their choice to watch the content. So therefore, no anxiety or whatever. But I'll skip over the trauma and prescriptions, because life, he says trauma's for the bitches. Now I'll say, yes, I have some things I put in my trauma bucket. It does not affect my life, but it has an effect of my mental state of things that I've done in the past, or what people have done to me, make me cautious in a similar type situation. Relationships and stuff like that. You will carry some baggage to change you, to make you a better person. And what you do with that act, so it would be considered trauma if you go, my wife left me, and you keep bringing that up. That's carrying the trauma with you. The fact is, she's gone. She left, right? But I brought it up just then, but I don't like to bring it up, because that's not part of my story now. It's not who I am now. I'm just me, right? So therefore, I don't need a pill to help me get over the fact that happened. Anyway, alcohol for the followers. I cross my arms, so defensive posture. Having a beer with some mates is like a team thing. And are you following a old habit from generations that have passed to you? So you go down the pub, you have a beer, you might talk about the footy, you talk about the farm. Oh, my truck broke down. I blew a truck engine up. Whoop-de-doo. Oh, you know, that sucks, mate. Yep. So how's the sheep in the back? How'd that back paddock go? Yep, no, sweet. So, and you just... So the following of going somewhere is I'll keep talking because I just... It disappeared for a second there. We'll see how that goes. Progress on from alcohols and followers, but we'll go to drugs for the weirdos, clubs for the peasants, and porn for the perverts. Bang the fuck on for what that excuse for that act. You know, that degenerate task. Let's go, Elon. Let's get it talking. Ooh. No, Mum, I'm not gonna. I won't break it down with you. I'll just keep this one in the group today. I'll have a chat to you when you get here about it, Mum. But anyway, so those three things being degenerate acts, and if you do those degenerate acts, that's your limiting mindset, and you're limiting stuff to... You know, you're not elevating yourself to be a better person, to be in a better place in the world, to make better influence on people, things like that. The same as gossip. If you haven't done anything for yourself, you're going to gossip about what someone else has done. So you are unaccomplished as a person, so you have to talk about other people because you don't have anything better about yourself to discuss with someone who may be talking to you. So there you go. And then we all know politics. Not everyone likes a politician. I can respect some, and I don't respect a lot of them. It's the game. It's not necessarily the player, but that's the game. But yeah, gullible people believe politicians word for word. I don't believe shit. Actions talk louder than words. So when I see some action, that's what I believe. News for the slaves. That's probably a deep one. I personally don't watch the news myself, and I generally don't let my son watch the news either. So the slave mindset is, you know, you're sitting in front of a box, someone is telling you what is going on outside the world, and then you go back to your 9 to 5 and stuff like that. So that's, you know, is that a slave mindset? Was that the idea of television? Not just to entertain us, but is it a new form of Roman circus? How to distract the people. Let's give them a box that plays these TV shows and funny colours, and they're distracted from what is actually going on in the world. That the price of diesel goes up and down, and the price of wheat goes up and down, and, you know, price of canola goes up and down, and then fertiliser changes with it, and then trucks can't get here, and then they make up some other thing so you can't do something. New rule, new change of legislation, you've got to update your truck. All those sort of things. So could TV be the ultimate distraction alongside of mobile phones? Here I am making videos on a mobile phone, posting in a Facebook group. And then is that the ultimate distraction for the new world slaves? So are you going to watch this on replay and go, holy shit, I am an absolute slave. I need to go do something about it. So that's what part of the work can do. So we've got solutions for you if you want to change your ways. We can have a chat and we can start a process that costs you nothing, right, to start changing the process, and then we can talk about what does cost you later on. And when we talk about costs, so it's the cost of something, the cost of making a change versus the cost of not making a change. There's another quote that I'm trying to think of. There's a cost of buying something, but there's a price for not doing something. I'll think, maybe I'll analyse, I'll find that reel. Being I'm talking to my phone and the phone is listening, I'll find that reel again and I'll unpack that next week, or maybe on Wednesday. Cost versus price. Price of inaction versus the cost of something. I think that's it. So, yeah, that's a lovely breakdown of dynamic content, and I hope it's not too deep and dark for you. But that is the way it is on this sunny, stormy day while the team's out doing some more lupins. I'm really appreciative of the yields I've got there. That's a wonderful result for the year on those ones. You can't win everything, but when you do have a win, you can sit back and appreciate that and just enjoy the win humbly. So I'll stop talking about that. And I think that'll be the end of our little discussion today. Mum and Dad are going to come out and visit and have some mail on their thing because they've moved to Perth. And they're coming out. We got school concert and graduation and stuff next week. So the young fella's growing up. That's the part of life and the journey, and how much he grows up. Like he says, growing up is optional. Growing old is not. So I'll leave you with that one. Here we are on the farm fence, so we'll lean on the fence and say thanks to everyone. So thanks to the farmers for growing all the food. You're doing a wonderful job. Everything from carrots and lettuce to wheat and barley. So beer, bread and veggies. Nice and simple. And thanks to the truckies that not only cart it to CBH and to market and then to the shops and then all those things that come on trucks to go to your house and your table. Thanks to the people who drive those trucks. Big also thanks to the veterans and the service people that fight for our freedom, our way of life out here. They might not be standing on your doorstep, but on your theoretical doorstep, or they're ready to stand on your doorstep should some common threat start to go on our way of life and start to encroach on our way, because we'd hate to be living in a state, in a country where we're told exactly what to do, when to get up, when to go to bed, when to plant crops, when to do everything. If you're told to do everything by one person, that is a dictatorship, and we don't want to live in that sort of state. So just be aware of those thoughts. By all means, go back and unpack the video, leave a comment if you feel so, and that is the day at the farm fence. It's time for me to go and clean some house and keep the boys harvesting. All right, peace out. Have a good one, people. I'll get these on YouTube soon.